All right, here are the answers to the physics final review, page 1. Obviously, number 1 is A. We went through these in class. Number 2, acceleration is defined as a change in velocity. The accelerator in your car changes your speed or your velocity, so that's what acceleration is. 3, at the top of its path, at that instant, right? That's what instantaneous speed is, the speed at an instant, right? At the top of its path, the ball speed is 0. Ball is thrown straight up at the top of its path. Its acceleration, which is caused by a force, is going to be 10 meters per second, right? Gravity doesn't take a break, so the acceleration will always be there in the downward direction. 5 is C. Objects fall at constant acceleration as they fall to the ground. 6 is C. They'll reach the bottom at the same time with no air resistance. 7, we saw several demos with this. The tennis ball lab, where you walk down the hall throwing the tennis ball up in the air. The demo in class with the cart and the ball being shot up into the air. There is no change in the time it takes the ball to go up and down if the ship is moving compared to when it's not moving. 8, if there is air resistance, the feather, which is lighter and has a greater surface area, will be more affected by the air resistance, and so the coin will hit the ground first. 9, a vector is a quantity that has magnitude and direction. So something like time or weight, right, are vectorless, or not vectors. They're scalars because direction doesn't matter. It's 10 o'clock. You never say it's 10 o'clock east or 10 o'clock west. It's just a scalar. And then 10, the answer is D. The reason C is accelerating is because it's changing direction, which is part of velocity. So if direction changes, an object is accelerating. Here are the correct answers for page 2. We saw this with the Mythbusters. The speed horizontally does not affect the time it takes an object to fall. So the object will still hit the ground in 0.5 seconds if it's fired at a much higher speed. 13, inertia. All of these things are true considering Newton's first law, which is the law of inertia. So it's E. 14, an object in motion will keep moving. There's no friction, so there's no force acting on it. It'll just keep moving at a constant speed, so that's D. For number 15, compared to its weight on Earth, a 10-kilogram object on the moon will weigh less because there's less gravity on the moon. Because it's made of blue cheese. No, not really. 16, the mass, compared to the mass of the on Earth, the mass of a 10-kilogram object on the moon. Now this is where it's going to be the same, because mass is the amount of stuff in an object, and the amount of stuff doesn't change regardless of where the object's located. 17, we're going to change the object's velocity, so we need a force, but we don't have a mass. So we can't use F equals ma because we have no m, so there's not enough information given D. 18, 15 Newton force on the bag. The bag has a mass of 5 kilograms, so if we apply Newton's second law, F equals m times a. We solve for a, and it comes out to 3 meters per second squared. And that is not one of the choices, so that's the answer. And then 19, if we double the force, if we double this, it's going to double the acceleration, so that's B. And 20, friction is always a force that acts opposite an object's motion. All right, page 3. There's a couple things I forgot to delete off this final. We haven't, because we're only one period a day. My other class had been 2 periods twice a week, so there was a lot more time. This second section of matching just has a couple things we didn't get to yet. 23. We've got if gravity pulls down on somebody and exerts a 500 Newton force, Newton's third law, for every action, what is it? There's an equal and opposite reaction. So that means that you pull up on the Earth with 500 Newtons, except the Earth is a big mass, and so you don't affect it nearly as much as it affects you, and that's why you fall towards the Earth. But the Earth does rise to your feet a little bit. 24, again, Newton's third law, a bug hits a car. The bug gets smashed, but that's not because the force is greater on the bug. it's the same force, bug on car and car on bug. It's just that the bug has such a small mass that that force can do some damage. And then 25 and 26 here are D and C. Okay, for this last page, again, a few of these problems I've crossed off. Don't worry about them. But these are going to get you through, and I'll have more problems for you over the weekend for Wednesday's test. Tomorrow it's multiple choice. It's more of the concepts. So that's, I'd say for tomorrow's test, that the first 3 pages of review would be ideal. For this, these are the equations that you're going to use for each problem, and I'll leave it up to you to find the answers to those. And down here is just a basic vector review problem, and I will again have some more ready for you. And I'll be available tomorrow or Saturday for a Google chat in the morning if anybody has questions.